Welcome back, everyone, to the Tyler Spangler channel, where we have legendary Brock Larson rolling this time with a previously featured white belt, Matt. Brock is the main instructor at the gym, the main professor, and he's also the Melvin Manhoff Slayer, which you can clearly see from this gif here. Now, the other fellow here in the video is Matt. He's a white belt, also known as the Joey Killer from the last video. He has a wide variety of spats, as we can see here. He's also on the opposite end against Brock, so it's a really unfortunate situation with him, as Brock's in his guard and he's starting to set up an over-under pass. As Brock looks for this over-under pass, Matt attempts to invert on him, which doesn't work quite well here because his leg is pinned under Brock, and Brock is a massive individual. Brock quickly goes over Matt's shin and he starts to work around the guard before he passes directly into side control. Now, there is no more fun of a position than being under a man that can kill you anytime that they choose to. So we can see here that Matt is living his best life until this all comes to settle with him and he decides, I'm going to try shrimping. So he attempts to shrimp on Brock. Brock kind of just pushes him back down. He really doesn't think too much of it. He starts to look for bonus head control, but Matt does a good job keeping his hands in front of his face to protect him from it. And then he attempts to use an elbow post on the mat. Brock just goes for a guillotine control over the head and then looks for an Americana lock so that he can use this to pass in the mount. Matt is starting to feel the pressure of Brock here. He attempts to do the white belt sweep where you put your legs in front of him. Doesn't work as Brock has good head control, and I bump his head forward because Matt's been under him for quite a while. Finally, Matt is able to free himself by starting to push Brock forward and enters into single leg X. We have to give props to Matt here because it's terrible to be stuck under Brock in mount. He gets out, uses single leg X to then elevate Brock and forces him to post on the mat so he can enter regular X guard. He parlays this victory into another one by going for a sweep on Brock and attempts to look for an Achilles lock. He's very happy at the opportunity from the smile on his face, so Brock reminds him he's going to crush his dreams by hitting him with this immediate elbow lock. Now, luckily, Brock actually let go, so Matt wasn't sent to the morgue. They're able to restart their roll after he was just humiliated, but we move on. Now, Matt is furious here and looking to get some payback, so he hops all the way around Brock's guard with a Kimura grip. Brock responds to this by simply shrugging him off. Yeah, it wasn't even close. Matt does, though, look for a little bit of a triangle here, and again, when you try and submit Brock, you're going to see a lot of these things just don't work because he just gets right out of them. Now, Brock is doing two things here that you may not notice. Number one is he's being a good coach. He's not just smashing Matt the whole time. He's allowing him to move and whatnot. And number two is he's being a patient killer. He's letting Matt set up things, but when Matt looks for new moves such as an inverted guard, Brock goes right into it and starts applying his weight and pressure because he knows this is going to break Matt slowly. When Brock jumped into Matt's inverted guard, he made sure to do it by controlling Matt's legs so he could shrug the leg off and pass immediately into side control, then go towards north-south, then back into side control. Now, Matt has already been under Brock for so long, he doesn't want to stay here any longer, so he starts to work up towards a single leg, which is a big no-no. You don't want to try wrestling with Brock. Brock is being very gentle here and just stays on top of him until he decides to get his leg free and starts looking for an armbar right before the buzzer goes off. This brings us to the end of the video. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I recently hit 1,000 subscribers, so thanks for everyone for watching. Please continue to comment. I like to know what you guys want to see going forward. Thanks for watching.